don't know what they have in mind when they advocate interim government. First and foremost, it's not in our constitution. Let's be that clear. But of course, there are provisions in our constitution that allows for extension of government. If that is where they are looking at, we have passed that stage. Section 135, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution as amended says that there can be an extension of government. That is to say, if the tenure of a government has lapsed or is lapsing and there is good reason to extend the date or period, then the president can do it subject to the National Assembly's resolution under section 135.3. And that place talks about if Nigeria is at war, if the federation is at war, it means Nigeria must be at war, not with itself, or at war over its territory with other countries. I don't get what I'm saying. Section 135, subsection 3 says there can be an extension of government if the federation is at war. Is Nigeria at war? And that provision talks about before the election. If there is reason by way of being at war and elections cannot be held, then the National Assembly, in conjunction with the president, may extend the period. But elections are over. Elections are over. Unfortunately, the body is now on the judiciary. To determine all the election petitions before May 29. I don't think it's such a crazy thing to do. They can do it. It's not a place where you are going to start, argument all over. Everything is front loaded, So once that is done, the question should be assuming that the tribunals are not able to finish the petitions before May 29. Can the president-elect be sworn in? Answer is yes. The president-elect can be sworn in even when the petitions are not yet fully determined. Because unless there's an extension under that section 135, subsection 3, by May 29, Buhari must be handing over. That is the constitution. There is nothing way about it. So not to hand over on May 29 because the court are yet to tidy out the election petition, we amount to violating the constitution. That is it. But of course, it comes to a lot of other questions. If the president-elect is sworn in on May 29, and somewhere down the line, the Supreme Court finds that he is not qualified to be the president, what is going to happen? Will he not raise other objections as to immunity or whatever? He cannot raise any of those things. If the court at the end of the day finds that he is not entitled and ought not to have been sworn in because based on the petitions before the court, he's not qualified to be president, there is no two way about it. Tinubu is a man for the law. He will gladly excuse himself from that office. If the court says, look, you have to go and do a rerun, he will gladly excuse himself from that office. There is no two way about it. And if after the rerun he wins, he comes back. Then he takes a new oath of office. But until then, whether you like it or not, come May 29, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu must be sworn in as Nigeria's president.